My name is Susan Onesco, and I am a travel and portrait and cosplay photographer. I started in photography in 2004, wanting to take better photos of my kids. And I went on a travel workshop and I was hooked. So I started traveling more. I started doing portraits and weddings at home. I started selling my work. That led to exhibits in the US and abroad and Europe. So I got hooked on travel. Started going all around looking for interesting people and new cultures to photograph. And then my kids took me to my first Comic-Con, which was actually Wizard World Columbus. And I was like, I'm traveling the world trying to find interesting people to photograph, and they're right in my backyard. I mean, it just blew my mind, and they were super friendly. And they wanted their picture taken, which for a photographer, you know, it's like the dream, right? Most people don't want their photo taken. These people want their photograph taken. So it was a wonderful thing. And that's when I discovered it, and I thought, you know, I want to bring a full studio setup here. We approach cosplay from a studio setup. So we bring 60 backgrounds with us, many lights, modifiers. We treat our cosplayers that come in like supermodels, like rock stars, and we truly try to make it an experience for them. When we go to a convention, we rarely schedule shoots beforehand. What we do is we basically go out on the floor and we do cold calls. So we'll find an interesting cosplayer, someone who's amazing, and we'll go up to them and we'll start talking to them. We give them a project description sheet so they know what's going on. We show them business cards that have photo examples on the back. We show them pictures of the room so they know they're not coming into some dark basement with me. And then if they're interested and they're above 18 or a parent is there, we have them set up an appointment time. We give them a golden ticket with their time slot and their the room number that we're at. When a cosplayer comes in for our photo shoot, the first thing we do is we look at backgrounds. I take photos of backgrounds ahead of time and we have them on my iPad. So we go through and together we pick out like what background best suits the character. And then we figure out the lighting. Is it gonna be dramatic lighting? Is it gonna be happy, beautiful lighting? I'm always in like constant communication with our cosplayer. We show them kind of how we build the lights. So this is what the light looks like on the background now. We're gonna add a light to your face. Well, you see you have this really interesting sword on the side of your hip. We're gonna shoot a light there so it brings more attention there. So in the beginning, I started shooting cosplay. I knew I wanted to do some sort of project, but I wasn't sure what. So I thought maybe the beauty of cosplay or the color of cosplay. But as I was shooting in Ohio, the conventions stopped responding as much as they did in the beginning. And I was like, I'm gonna travel a little bit and go to other states and see if I can get into conventions there. And we did. And it was then I realized that, you know, I travel a lot internationally. I've been to all 7 continents. I've been to numerous countries, but I haven't even been to all 50 states. So what I decided was I was going to find a comic convention in each state and visit it and photograph cosplayers and call the book Cosplay 50 and the project Cosplay 50. So I looked for Alaska and Hawaii, and I figured if there was conventions in those states, there must be conventions everywhere, and there, sure enough, there was conventions in Alaska and Hawaii, and so that was it, Cosplay 50. We've been all around. We are on state number 19 now. We've been up to Seattle, we've been in Oregon, we've been to Austin, Texas, SuperCon in Florida, Wizard World New Orleans. Done a lot so far, but when you look at a map, we have a lot more to go. We're gonna be in Rhode Island this year. Any convention we get into, we pretty much go to. I think it's hard to get a room at a convention, so if you're just a photographer on the floor, it's a little different. So we try to look for conventions that are 3-day conventions. We bring a lot of equipment. It's hard, it takes a long time for us to set up and tear down. I send out emails monthly to all sorts of conventions, big and small, in every state in the United States. And those who respond back, about 5% usually are the ones that we end up going to. In the future, it would be nice if I could get to 10 conventions a year. That's my goal. And then in 3 years, I would be done with the United States of America.
Doing shoots with Susan is such a different experience than doing anything with other photographers I've worked with. It seems so much more professional and such a well done photo shoot with all the different lighting she has, all the backgrounds you have to pick from.
It definitely felt more professional. There was the entire setup, whereas normally a photographer will try to find like maybe a smaller corner where there's less people. This was a more professional setup and then a more professional experience.
It absolutely made me feel like a rock star or a supermodel, or just like looking at the pictures as they were being taken. I would look at the screen and be like, oh, wow, that's me. That's what I look like. And I look like a different person. I look like the character I'm trying to be. And that's a really cool experience to have.
You get to have all the focus on you. There's no distraction from anything going on at the convention, so I think that is actually probably the most professional experience I've had thus far at a shoot at a convention.
Well, the fact that I'm able to like have that private room to like, I can focus, and there's not a lot of like noise back in the background, and no one's like not really like distracting me, and it's like I love like intimate settings because I think that's where I thrive the best, in like small intimate settings where I can really like let my freak flag fly and I can really like, you know, shine with the character.
I loved the golden ticket. I thought that was a great little experience piece. And it was just overall really nice and like comfortable and kind of away from like prying eyes, which is great. I felt really comfortable with the photographer. She was super nice, and everyone there. I was just like full of laughs and having a great time from start to finish.
If a convention would like to have us at their event, they can email me at susie@susanonescophoto.com, or they can find me on Instagram at Susan Onesco, on Facebook at Susan Onesco Photography, and online at susanonescophoto.com.